tonight. We live. What it do? My mic should be good. What it do, good people? It's Friday night. We posted just like y'all are. Hopefully y'all been getting that money all week. Hopefully y'all been doing that. If y'all haven't, hopefully y'all getting that rest. And I mean, get the money over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's fine and all. You know what I'm saying? We here, man. Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Settling in, settling down. Trying to make sure my sound good. We good for now. Yeah, man. Welcome to another episode. I'm Doc. I'm saying, and this is the Foul Report. We gonna get into some stuff tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting foul. We're not GDFing right now. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting foul. We want to get to the bottom of something, man. Shout out to everybody, in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that supports the channel. We've been rocking, and we started talking about Nolan Wells. And I think we had a good conversation on Tuesday, and it's just people start calling in, start typing in the chat. We had one that tapped in on the join the live. Shout out to Nicole, man. She's doing a lot of knowledge, filling a lot of gaps on things that we didn't know. But when we were looking at some footage, I just happened to run into, just coincidentally, because I was always intrigued about this Nolan Wells thing. Again, it's not the same episode, so I'm just gonna say, I have two sons of my own, one younger, one older, obviously, but I'm talking about significant age gap, 20 and 8 years old. So it puts it in perspective to me for both of them. So I've just been listening to Judge Mathis. I think he's been spitting, and shout out to the art of dialogue, man. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing top tier content, whether it's for this channel is very successful, but sometimes I thought he was doing stuff and maybe being interested in, and then it's just like, or what the people's interested in, a little mixture, and then he just started getting like he really thinks outside the box, for us 90 folks, like Martin's, like the sitcoms and people we might want to see, it's just one of them things, man. So shout out to Art of Dialogue, you know what I'm saying? He always has good coverage. This is the kind of coverage we don't want to see, though. This is the kind of coverage we really don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's really fun. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. We were he, but this is why it's prevalent to have people in the community, in the courts, and things like that. Where we have knowledge and we can sit down and kind of get educated educated about our rights and our courtesies in the situation that we are in, So I think it's been breaking it down pretty well, but we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it, man. But hopefully, like I said, man, y'all getting y'all money. I'm so glad my mic is working. It's Friday night. I made it another week. We made it another week, y'all. Tap in, hit that like if y'all haven't yet. You know what I mean? Hit that sub too. Foul report. Let's see. Oh no, we gotta get here. Boom. Get there. Boom, boom. Yeah, I think I'm getting smoother on this. Maybe. We'll see, y'all. I think I got everything calculating. Shout out Judge Mathis. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Art of Dialogue. Let's get to the content.
Judge Mathis, happy to have you back.
Now, sorry. Now let's get to the part. Like I'm kind of just gonna go through this video. Let it go through. I won't talk like that. because we already seen this as a community here. But we're gonna go through because we need to catch up with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So get abreast of it this way. You know.
My man, so much I want to get into. Had to bring you back on to follow up on this Nolan Wells case, man.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed. So much to get into. I don't want to waste no time. I want to get right into it. How you feel about this second autopsy that was done on Nolan Wells?
Yes, I think when we last spoke, we were awaiting the forensic autopsy because the original autopsy performed by the county examiner, we just weren't convinced it would be independent, quite frankly, because we weren't getting enough information from law enforcement. And so the forensic autopsy came back. And lo and behold, even though they're trying to downplay it, and I understand Ben Crump and NAACP and others don't want to try and jump to conclusion or step too far out, but the forensic autopsy showed that there was what they call discoloration. No, I call them bruises in the back of the head, appearing that someone has had their hand pressed at the back of their head, at the back of Nolan's head. That's concerning to me. And so hopefully we'll get some more insight on that. I'm not sure. It seems like there's another opportunity for them to investigate something physiological. I'm just not sure because as far as I knew, the forensic autopsy is as far as you go, but we'll see. But yeah, that's what causes new concern. And then you've had different stories coming out from the teenagers. One of the young men himself spoke out about it, claiming they had begged Nolan to get on the boat, and that he wouldn't. Then there's the woman that he's supposed to have stayed back with. I think her name Katie or something. Well, he was supposed to have stayed back with Katie. That was their story. However, Katie's friend says that Katie she saw him only in passing on the island, didn't stay with him. And Katie isn't saying anything at all. So it's a lot of moving parts here. And I'm just hoping it's not one of those, quite frankly, and if his friends didn't have anything to do with it and they truly left him behind, et cetera, he has discoloration, bruises on the back of his neck. Something happened. And quite frankly, this is Mississippi, where in 1955, which sparked the civil rights movement, Emmett Till was killed for so-called whistling at a white woman. And now we're hearing Nolan Wells stayed back to be with a white woman, and he turns up dead with bruises behind his neck. That's the context I'm putting this in. It's Emmett Till, perhaps, all over.
Wow, so you feel like the dynamics between Nolan Wells and Emmett Till is similar?
Well, the dynamics are the same. He's with a white woman, or allegedly said something with, or however you view it, with a white woman, and there's a suspicion that white men killed him. And that was the case with Emmett Till. He so-called whistled as a kid. 13 was he? Whistled so-called the woman at the store. White woman says he whistled at her. What happened? White men killed him. And that's why I'm making that analogy. But it could altogether be untrue. But I'm making the analogy as a possibility. And that is the case of my thought processes.
So it was actually bruises behind his neck.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, what else? Why is it only there in the back of your neck, which is coincidentally how you drown somebody? You put the head in the back of the neck and not let them up, and they try and push up, but you got the head down, so the head bruises in the back of the neck because somebody tried to hold it down or did hold it down. I'm only presenting the...
So, kind of aligning with my former take to just catch myself up and catch up with what I said before. I'm personally just want the facts, want to know what happened. Would like to know why it continues to happen over there in a certain specific area. Seems like, what's the point of someone getting unalived and not investigating further if it's items, just breadcrumbs, just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a fan of the facts. If it's there, it's there. Why wasn't it being investigated? So even with the dramatic, or what should I say, the exaggerated or amplified example, I should say, amplified example that he gave with Emmett Till. It comes out that Nolan was unalived by someone. It's more likely going to be by the hand. It looks the same type of way, especially if it's over a girl or whatever it is. Regardless, it shouldn't have ever happened. But I just don't understand why all of these breadcrumbs are there and nothing was being like, hey, let's just go investigate this. No, it's just kid passed, he drowned. Yeah, I'm glad his parents was on it. I'm glad the folks that was on it, but let's go.
The facts. And I only made in the back of the neck because somebody tried to hold it down or did hold it down. I'm only presenting the facts, and I only made the analogy to Emmett Till because it's the same optics. However, do I know whether it's the same? Do I know any of the factors that I'm suggesting is accurate? No, but I am making observations about the facts as I see them. And then I am, yes, speculating. And quite frankly, in the law, you're not supposed facts. If we can't get into the information that we need, then yes, we're left to only speculate.
His organs was missing during his autopsy, right? Yeah,
and they allege now that that's standard. I'm not sure about that, so I can't tell you. I don't know about autopsies in that sense. But they said one of his lungs and then parts of his throat. And I read that that's typical, but I just don't know. And I'm not one to try and find something that is not there. I mean, we have enough that's there.
Not important enough, but obviously he was on a famous judge on a TV show. But do the people that do know about Judge Mathis, do you find him to be someone that's looking for something? I think people just present the things that happen, and they're right in front of them, and he smartly picks them out, and that's all he's doing here. And it's going to be amplified because we're asking direct questions. These are questions that should be asked on a state level, city level, county level.
We don't have to go looking too further. Did they take the organs out? Did they do whatever with the throat? But that's down the line. What we do know, because we don't know why and the results and what that process is.
Shout out to the 23 people in the chat, man. That's what's up, man. 20 plus, man. We are, that's what's up doing Friday night. Hit the like on the way in. Welcome to the File Report, man. I am Doc, man. Y'all welcome. Y'all dope, man. Dope.
Are they taking tissues from those organs and analyzing them for further evidence or insights, etc.? We don't know. What we do know is that he left and was left and drowned, and his buddies are not speaking. And the one that just spoke about it acted as if they pressured him to leave and he wouldn't. However, they left his phone. They have that. They don't present it to his mother as an average person would. Time I get back, he didn't come with us. He left his phone. I'm calling your parents. And I understand that he called them immediately after finding out that he had been drowned or that he had drowned. So that's certainly the time that you call and say, hey, I see he's drowned. I have his phone. No, they waited. And in fact, some of the information had been deleted from that phone that had been there. And put all those things together and the discoloration on the neck and I'm convinced that someone did something wrong. Yes, I am.
If it was bruises behind his neck, yeah, that needs to be looked into. It sounds like he got into an altercation.
And they allege that there's video of him getting into an altercation. I'm not sure if I've seen it or not. I've been paying close attention, but either I've heard or seen that he was involved in an altercation there. And who knows what that altercation is about? Once again, see, brothers, young Black boys being raised in upper income white communities.
I mean, this is just real right here. Real as it's gonna get, and just reality. Don't need to be a good or a bad thing. It's just reality. But take it as you may.
Nearly exclusively white, 95%. In many instances, your friends don't feel about you as you may feel about them. There is a racial barrier that exists and will always exist. And your realities are always going to be different. And you're always going to be looked at by your white friends differently. And so to that extent, he may not have understood that to be the case. He may have had trust for those he shouldn't have. He may have had a particular mindset that wasn't quite as rational as it should be when you're growing up in that environment. Sometimes you're irrational and you think you can do the same things that they do and get away with it. No, you can't. Your Black behind will go to jail and they'll go to counseling.
All right, so
she made nearly $4,000 of.
Pause that. I don't know what's so right now, man, appreciate y'all being in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all being in the chat. We on Friday night, we chilling, man. We are chilling, but we are getting caught up. We're getting caught up for real. On this Nolan Wells case again. A lot of people was interested, and rightfully so. It takes pretty bad that we have to get to this point to like get some eyes on this, but me being myself, being at work all week, coming and going, starting like I said, assistant coaching on my son's football team, you know what I'm saying? Clap that up, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been busy. But we gonna catch up to this, for real. We got time, you know what I'm saying? Oh, look at the little look at that cricket. Yeah, it's a big one. Crickets be eating what? What y'all be eating? Coming to the light, huh? Oh, that's a grasshopper. Damn, that's big. I want to go over there. I want to hit this light though. It's all right, man. I'm gonna let nature be. I'm gonna let it live. Don't get on record. But yeah, thank y'all for chilling on a Friday. So if you with us right now, we shout out to Art of Dialogue. You know, so shout out to Judge Mathis. Great clips. We gonna go to catching up. We have seen that first. I think that was part one. But I'm just going in order. I saw it, so let's just get to that. But hold on, not ready yet. Boom. And then yeah, let's get my guy back on the screen. Art of Dialogue, man. Go there. Man, sub up, man. Very successful channel. Not no gazy, you know what I'm saying? Crickets in Florida is huge. Yeah. Oh, you in Florida? So you in Detroit and you in Florida? That's okay. Or what's going on? What's going on? What's that? That's a Marv Lindbergh. Okay. But shout out to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Florida, Detroit, man. It's dope having all these different places like listening or just popping up every once in a while, even if you're not listening, even though my voice is irritating, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Hit that like, man, hit that sub. Let's just get to the content for let me run it back, man. I'll run it back. We started there 4 days ago. We're gonna go to 3 days ago. This one is more focused on the audio that was presented 3 days ago to Judge Mathis. Pretty much like right there on the spot in the interview. He's well versed on the case, and then he's gonna go and hear this audio for the first time. I like how they set this up to disperse, you know. Get this cracking, man. Sure. Yeah.
It's a enhanced audio that's going viral right now by Nolan's friend that I want you to check out. Check your phone right quick. I want to get your take on it.
Hey, what it do, Pittsburgh? What it do?
Tito Assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd you
Hello?
say? Hey,
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
it's
In
coming
the
up.
car.
We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down.
That I did not know that existed. And if this is authentic radio transmission between the dispatcher and the caller, then certainly this turns it on its head. They're observing him injured, asking if he's dead. Whoever on that call, with the technology we have now, and with interviews amongst the folks who were there, or the phone that the emergency call came from, the dispatcher has that number. Someone can get it. Then you'll go to the person who made the call and say, "What did you see?" This is real easy if that is the case. So we'll see what they do with this evidence. The fact that there's some audio from the dispatcher where the person calling asks, or in the background, one or the other, asks, "Oh my God, is he dead?" So that's a whole new level of evidence that I'm interested in seeing where they go with that. And perhaps that's what the prosecutor may have all of this information and say, we're not sharing it because we don't want to bias. We don't want to create bias, et cetera, in the case because in the media, and she may have that. She may have that and take it right to the grand jury. That's what I'm hoping. If they don't disclose it to the widespread media this week.
Yeah, I don't know how you can justify that audio.
Can't. Not with someone in the background saying, "Is he dead?"
And this was 3 days ago, posted 3
Even
days
if you
ago.
were calling to say there was a fight, it sounds like you're looking at something that has already happened and you witnessed what happened and you're saying, "Did he die from what I just saw?" That's what you're saying. Oh, is he dead? Or what? Somebody walks you from around the park and said, "Hey," or around the other boat dock and say, "Hey, come look at this." No, you were there. So if that video and audio is correct, it's a whole nother level of evidence that indicates culpability.
And just for clarity, what do you personally believe happened to Nolan Wells?
Well,
let's get to
what
it.
we're told is that he got on a boat with several white buddies in Mississippi, went to Fun Island, for lack of a better term, where everybody goes to this island to have fun on their boats. Overwhelmingly 90 to 100% white, 99.9 perhaps if you include Nolan. And his buddies say they left him there. He ends up dead. They say, "We left him there and we told him to come. Let's go." He refused to go. However, we had his phone. And you claim that everybody puts their phone away when they're on the island, and I don't believe that for 1 minute, that teenagers leave their phones for hours just because they're on the island.
Keep it popping. Get that like.
And then a phone to his mother, time they arrive
Happy Friday.
back, them not reporting him missing to his parents or their own parents. Then we have the young lady, Katie, who he stayed back to be with. Her sister says that they weren't spending
Katie's coming up.
a lot of time
Katie's
with
coming
Nolan, and that they also without Nolan, meaning they had seen Nolan go somewhere when they were leaving. Did y'all just shake, hug, and walk away? And then someone saw him and said, "Hey, let's get with him because he kissing and hugging on that white woman, and we don't play that and don't want to play that?" Or is it, as I think it is, that they had something to do with his drowning, and they've come up with a variety of alibis that don't make sense. And so I believe it has something to do with his drowning, or certainly some knowledge of it. They have knowledge of it at the very least.
In the chat, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah, they have at least the knowledge of what something's happening. You know, this information should move forward. You know, if you have you quote unquote friends, should move forward and be able to be investigated. Shouldn't have been just swept, you know, as it was starting to be. I don't want to go in this order. Let me go back. I'm tripping. I could just go there. My bad, bro. I'm only doing this order. So we got 4 days ago, 3 days ago. We down to 2 days. I don't think I'm on. I haven't seen this one right here. I'm not caught up. See, this is where I need to catch up to. Shout out to the people that tap in on those Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? Where it's me, Doc, I'm Doc. You know, Stone, McGlover, JD. You know, we usually have it popping. You know what I'm saying? We got into some good convo with this in the panel. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to drop your comments, but let's catch up on this one. Been at work all week. Gotta catch up, you know. I think I'm gonna take that MP down on this, or the HD, sorry. Screen, boom. Quality. That's the word I'm looking for. Quality. I'm gonna go 1440, man. We'll try. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue, man.
Yeah, the friend you referring to is Warren Hudson. He did an interview where he made a comment about how Nolan, he was drinking alcohol on the boat.
Well, they all were. Who are they kidding? Who are they kidding? They all were. I bet it was, even if they had a 12-year-old on the island, he was drinking. So no, yes. So was he. So was everybody. So did everybody drown with bruises on the back of their neck? Did all the people drinking drown with bruises on the back of their neck? How is that relevant then? Unless he fell off, then you got dozens of witnesses seeing him fall off of a boat that is near the dock, because he stayed behind on the island, perhaps in the dock area. So what's the relevance of him drinking? He didn't get drunk and fall off in the ocean. We do that. In someone in his boat. So that's no relevance. That's just like saying George Floyd was high, and so therefore they had a right to execute. Only been drinking. That doesn't give you a right to execute him. When I say execute him, I mean kill, of course.
His friend doubled down that Nolan wanted to stay. He also said that it was common for people to leave their phones on the boat before it won't get water damage.
No, not either. You know, no teenager in the world, they would risk the salt. What is him? Salt water. If you drop it, if you drop your phone in any water, you can drop it while you're on the dock. Drop it while you're in the boat. Drop it. So you can drop it in any place in the area of salt water. And so no, everybody, all those young people, it is not common. That's a lie. It is not common. I have no facts to verify it other than common sense. And I don't believe that.
This is a question I asked last Tuesday to my people in the chat, and the guests we had on the panel. I asked like, let's just I'm just gonna make it's me and Judge Joe Mathis. So hey, does he leave his phone anywhere? You know what I'm saying? Does he hardly leave his phone anywhere? You know, like your phone is like literally pretty much always with you or around you or somewhere close to you. Do you ever just like go anywhere and just say, hey, can you hold my phone? Like, I don't know. Or leave my phone. I'm gonna leave my phone with you because I'm gonna go adventure off. I'm just trying to make like logic of it. You know, so the question, that was the question I posed to everybody, like, you know, do you see yourself giving your phone to me? Hey, Doc, here's your phone. Oh, here's my phone. Can you hold it for me? I mean, I hold my wife's phone. She gets it back, and it's probably just held because she doesn't have a pocket or something. She's gonna do something, give it right back. It's nothing, no long thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't. I'm agreeing. I'm just a bunch of no's in the chat. They are telling the left and the right. They are telling the lie, left and right. Okay. Shout out Mary. Mary, may know you. If it's Mary, hey, how you doing? But your keys, man, that part, I like that comment right there. That part. It's really like your keys. That's how they know to find you anytime you want it or whatever. That's how they know to find you. You ping your phone. Even if there's more questions, all these things that brings questions should have been immediately like, oh, okay, we need to open up an investigation so we can open and close it, or open and solve it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Yolanda, it's fishy because they're all their phones, but they didn't have his, huh? Okay. They all had theirs. Yeah. I can see why that is. Get back.
A lot of those teenagers actually leave their phone somewhere unattended for hours. That's what he would be suggesting. Because if you come there, you're not coming to the island for 10 minutes, other than common sense. And I don't believe that a lot of those teenagers actually leave their phones somewhere unattended for hours. That's what he would be suggesting. Because if you come there, you're not coming to the island for 10 minutes. You're coming to hang and people can go an hour without their phone. I don't believe teenagers can go an hour without their phone, without shit shaking.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because it still don't make sense to me, because they never told Nolan mom that they had the phone. She had to use an app to find out. So
correct. Yeah, they had it and didn't turn it in. The only way they found it, as you just said, his mother had to use an app to find the phone, as opposed to them saying, oh, we have Nolan's phone. And the news comes on. Oh, Nolan is missing. Let's call his mom immediately. We don't have her number. Where's the house? You don't even know where he lived. My sons, we did a version of our show, Family Tables, a YouTube show, podcast, and friends.
Yep. I might need to I'm gonna go down to 1080. We booming on the Friday. Man, shout out to the Wi-Fi, shout out to the Wi-Fi. Yeah, no, we cool. Boom. So no, his brother, forget leaving your phone. You leave your friends without his phone. That boy was on a boat. Immediately should have been what? Why? Yep. So, Hood Psycho. I'm the one that'll die fighting physically, eye for eye. Most of you can't call it foolish. Should applaud my actions. I want to put boom soldier on. Okay, all right, man. Obviously a very touchy topic, but that's it's just reality is here. Rest in peace to Nolan. Prayers to his family again as they go through this, and hope and this whoever his friends really were. Prayers to them, the closest one to him. But Nolan's mother didn't take calls from his friends, parents. What if my son died? I would want to hear from anyone that might know something. That's a fact. I can't imagine like being a parent. Well, I can't imagine. I am a parent, but I'm saying I couldn't imagine not wanting to know like, oh, if somebody's running up to me, hey, I know what happened or whatever it is. Yeah, oh, your son died. Yeah, I want to know what happened. Yeah, if you know what happened, I want to know. It's not like, oh, don't talk to me right now. I'm grieving. The adrenaline's gonna be going. It's stuff is just don't smell right, fam. Don't smell right, Spare shut up for sure. All right, let's get it.
The Nolan Wells case. And it was easy for me. It means trust / loyalty, and then being able to identify with you. And in many instances, that's why my family says, well, you don't have any friends out here in LA. I don't want no friends in LA. I can't identify with them, nor do I trust them. And in fact, if I trust you and love you, you can cross me. I'm going to put your time out for a minute. You out of love. Now, if you did something to me to hurt me, then I'm going to go nuclear on you. But if you did something to help yourself, but not hurt me, I might give you a pass if you're a loved one. But if your objective was to hurt me, I got to hurt you 10 times over. So I say that to say, were they his real friends? Should he have trusted them? Should he have been loyal to them? Should he have believed they would never do anything to harm him, that they would only look out for his best interest?
A good watchers made on Tuesday was definitely I'm gonna repeat it. She said, you have to have a conversation with your kids. Like everybody is not your friend. You don't meet them in like a day, and you use that term loosely. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is somebody you met. Everybody's not your just so. You know what I'm saying? You should see the words they throwing around. You know what I'm saying? And she mentioned like, looking at the camera. Okay, there it is. It's just lagging, bro. But throw around words, around like buddy, friend, best friend. That's a Judge Mathis though. I don't know what up. Judge Joe Brown be on Art of Dialogue too though. Check that out. When you get a chance. But yeah, you gotta talk to your youngins, man, about that for real.
He have been loyal to them. To harm him, that they would only look out for his best interests. Probably not. He probably didn't know him that well enough to put that type of trust and faith in them.
That he was missing.
You call the Coast Guard, and you don't call his mother first. You call the Coast Guard. I mean, these are teenagers. This isn't like these are middle-aged people who, yes, you are a responsible enough person. Okay, I'll call the Coast Guard, and I know how they operate, and I know how to communicate with them, and I know the questions they're going to ask, and I know the answers to give. No, you are a teenager. You need an adult to handle those situations, and you need a trusted adult that you go to. You go to either your own parent, you call 911. Maybe he called them. Well, no, we have his phone. Oh, he left his phone? Yeah, he left his phone. Why did he leave his phone? That's what would have happened. Would you call the Coast Guard if you're a teenager and your man ends up missing? Would you call the Coast Guard first? Or would you call your parents and say, what do I do? Or call his parent and say, what do I do? You're a teenager. You're calling somebody close and informed, somebody close that you can trust, close to him as well. And they didn't do that. Instead, as you say, they called the Coast Guard and told them what? How did they know? How long was he missing? Had they found the body? What'd you call the Coast Guard for? What'd you call the Coast? He told you he was going to be left behind. Did he have a curfew? at this amount of time? Why is it that you felt the need to call the Coast Guard at any point before he had been found drowned? There was no need. My man Party, oh, he must have spent the night with her. Oh, man, Nolan getting it in. Shit, we might not see Nolan for a couple of days, such and such and such and such. No, that's how you feel. If you trusted everything is all right with your man, it's only if you think something is wrong that you determine you need.
It's muted again. It's muted. I think I'm lagging too. So it was a real Compton. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's crazy, God Emperor. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. I don't want to end the stream, so I'll leave real quick, come right back, refresh everything. All right. There I go. I'm back. Hopefully this go a little bit. All right, current comments are true for fam. Yolanda still in the building. Shout out to Yolanda. Let me go back a little bit. Right there. Boom. Let me they got an auto on it. There it is. I'm tripping. All right, there you go, y'all. Let me see. Oh, sure. Boom. Shout out to y'all as you stick it around while I'm having technical difficulty. Yeah, my apologies. Getting it cracking though. Getting it cracking though. All right. Trying to
Trust and faith in them.
Yeah, he also said that he told the United States Coast Guard and Nolan's mom that he was missing.
You call the Coast Guard. Person, okay, I'll call the Coast Guard and I know how they operate and I know how to communicate with them and I know the questions they're going to ask and I know the answers to give. No, you are a teenager. You need an adult to handle those situations.
The street.
And they say, call 911 and have you called his parents. Maybe he called them. Well, no, we have his phone. Oh, he left his phone? Yeah, he left his phone. Why did he leave his phone? That's what would have happened. Would you call the Coast Guard if you're a teenager and your man ends up missing? Would you call the Coast Guard first? Or would you call your parents and say, what do I do? Or call his parent and say, what do I do? You're a teenager. You're calling somebody close and
another good point I heard the other day is we say they're adults because they're adults by the law, but us parents know like teenagers like 18 years old, especially just graduated high school, those are young adults, but we let's be real, teenagers, they're still kids, our brain don't start developing until or stop developing until 25, right? Frontal lobe, our stuff. I'm just talking out loud, but
informed. Somebody close that you can trust and is informed and that's close to him as well. And they didn't do that. Instead, as you say, they called the Coast Guard and told them what? How did they know? How long was he missing? Had they found the body? What'd you call the Coast Guard for? What'd you call the Coast Guard for? He told you he was going to be left behind. Did he have a curfew? Did he tell you he was going to be this amount of time? Why is it that you felt the need to call the Coast Guard at any point before he had been found drowned? There was no need. My man partied. Oh, he must have spent the night with her. Oh, man, Nolan getting it in. Shit, we might not see Nolan for a couple of days. Such and such and such and such. Nah, that's how you feel. If you trust that everything is all right with your man.
Right.
It's only if you think something is wrong that you determine you need to call the authorities. Late what?
I'm gonna keep it funky.
Late.
I'm gonna keep it funky. Like, as legit as I am, I'm not calling no authorities if something. Something's gonna have to be like. That's what I need. I need y'all for something like for show. Like, you know, hello to everybody in the chat for sure, man. You know, we at 96, man. You know what I'm saying? That's real diligent, you know. It's the Foul Report Doc TV, man. Your boy, Doc. You know, welcome everybody, man. You know, hit that like you on the way in. But yeah, I just don't see my yeah, Yolanda been popping it. Yeah. You know, Yolanda in the chat, you know, live tours 4558. You know, 911 is the call center for probably emergency responders. Yeah, and it have to be like a serious emergency or something. If I didn't see my homie and he told me he was going somewhere, I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me call 911. I ain't gonna do it in general. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. I don't see that. Oh, let's just call 911. You know, it just don't make sense. Like people come like make it make sense. Anyway, that's just me. I don't.
From what? They don't know when he's coming back. He didn't tell them I'm gonna be back at such and such time. He told I'm staying. They claim that he said I'm staying back with this woman. If you stand back with a woman, come on now, a teenager, you ain't giving your boys when you're gonna get back. You're gonna say, I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully it's tomorrow afternoon. After we do what we do. That's the mindset of a teenager staying behind and his boys going forward, knowing that their boy has been staying behind with his woman. But once again, the woman they claim he stayed with, her sister, friend, said they only saw Nolan in passing.
Out you live
on the island.
O'clock. Text me, man.
Not stayed with him.
Oh yeah. What's going on here? What's going on there? Let's back it up. I'm gonna go right into that was 3 days ago, right? So we got down 4, 3, 2. Okay, so we down to 1, and then 10 hours ago. So 1 day ago. This is more going to be addressed, and again, shout out to the Art of Dialogue. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Where my sounds at, man? Dope channel, man. We got dope guests, dope content, and this is a well-needed guest for a well-needed cause to break this down because I don't know, states don't like to break it down, I guess, or even investigate.
So the woman that Nolan was talking to, her name was Katie, and her sister Gracie came out and said that Nolan, he actually intended to go back to the mainland with his group.
And didn't she say they hadn't spent a lot of time together while they were there? He didn't stay back specifically to spend a lot of time with her, or they didn't spend a lot of time together, Katie and Nolan. And so that kind of defeats. We just kept, get on the boat, come on, Nolan, you gotta get on the boat, you gotta get on the boat. And he doesn't, and that, as there's no sense of desperation for him to stay off the boat at the moment, to be so insistent at being left behind.
Man, what's that in the stack, man? I'm gonna get this crack. All right, there we go. Man, what is that? Live tour. Live tour. Oh, live to survive. Live tour. Live to survive. 4558. Man, shout out to you, man. Being a certified search and rescue. That's dope, man. We need more people out there like you, man. You know, prayers up for those lost at sea. Let's go.
Without without a ride back.
Yeah, the stories are conflicting. You got Nolan friends saying that he wanted to stay at the island, but you got Katie's sister Gracie saying that Nolan, he intended to go back with his group. So
yeah, a lot of moving parts, and I'm waiting to see about this grand jury and see what they say, because it's based on how the prosecutor presents that case to the grand jury. Grand jury hearings are one way. You don't have those who testify at the grand jury do not have the ability to have legal counsel. They are questioned by the prosecutor in front of the grand jury with the questions and the objectives that the prosecutor is trying to achieve. No defense attorney can say objection, or they can say, let me tell you an alternative scenario or narrative. That doesn't occur. So I don't like grand jury in and of itself. I think grand juries should be abolished. Case in the history of Mississippi over the decades. Protect those.
If anybody knows, I respect judge's
racial
opinion.
hostility
and
racial killing. And so that's what we hope we're not seeing. A cover-up. That's best. How they respond. And on that note, when we talk about this, you know, everybody tells us to vote for this president, that president, this U.S. senator, that. And guys, and I say,
man, listen to this part when the ears up. Man, I need to put it on. Here we go.
Because I still identify right where I came from. Everything. Point is, we complain about voting times of racial hostility and racial killings. And so that's what we hope we're not seeing, a cover-up. That's the best way to put it. And so we'll see what's presented in front of the grand jury and how they respond. And on that note, when we talk about this, you know, everybody tells us to vote for this president, that, as I still identify right where I came from. I'm everything other than a criminal. I'm still the same other than a criminal. But my point is, we complain about voting. Yeah, the hell with a president, a U.S. Senate. You know who street guys need to be concerned with? Prosecutors and judges. That's why you vote. So you can get you learn who's running for prosecutor, and you look at police chief or other law. That
man, I could be wrong, but it was like some propaganda. But it'd be, you know, I don't know. I just seen the police chief, maybe in D-Town, shout out D-Town, but I think it was a squabbles or something. I don't know. That's crazy.
Based on elections, the judge and determine whether you're gonna vote for that person or not. But you got to get out and vote, or stop complaining. You see how they railroading us? They send us to jail on trumped up charges, don't get due process, plant stuff on us, shoot us, and lie about it like they just did the young man Reese in Madison, Wisconsin. We got to vote for prosecutors. In fact, what we did after the killing of Mike Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, we had an election that I was there. I say we because I was part of that movement, and we worked on electing a new prosecutor and a new mayor. Well, we didn't get the mayor, but we got 2 black council persons on, and we got a new prosecutor. And so that's the power of the vote, because it's not going to stop. It doesn't appear that it's going to stop anytime before white supremacy ends. And I give that another 50 to 100 years, unfortunately, about 3 or 4 more generations.
Definitely. And I know that the autopsy, it didn't reveal if he was conscious or not when he got in the water. And I know Ben Crump and his team, they trying to figure that out. Was he conscious or not when he got in the water? So
Yeah, and I wouldn't know scientifically whether they could, but we do know he had a discoloration, as they call it, bruises on the back of his neck, or a red bruise. That we do know that, or red discoloration, which reflects fresh bruises. And if you've been in the water, preserved by water, your tissues, then certainly you'll still be able to see that. It'll still be red.
Yeah, and I know it's also being reported that the autopsy reports done by the state is not being released.
And that's what's scary about the grand jury, because if you don't want us to see it, and you have okay, if your reason is you don't want to jump to conclusions too soon and ruin folks' lives and cause inflammatory in ways, what the deal is, let too much out, because then they won't get a fair chance at all kind of rational the guilty.
All right. We ain't going TMC. Shout out to the homie Claude, man. I'm texting with him right now. Shout out to him, man. My good peoples from all the way from Junior High, Monroe, Inglewood. If you know, you know. Back one. It's the last one, y'all. Or the more current one. So Judge Mathis addresses claims from Nolan Wells' friend Warren Hudson's stepmother. I think this is where the judge and part comes in, and see, it's just messy. Too much to not investigate in the first place. Shout out the Art of Dialogue.
Did you hear about how Warren Hudson, his stepmom, is a judge? And I think she came out with a statement, and she doubled down that, Nolan, he chose to stay behind at the island.
Correct. And I guess it's just as, that's why it gives me such leniency to discuss what I believe to be the case. If another judge who was his mother and certainly bias had the tenacity to issue a press release confirming her beliefs in what her son said, which is biased in and of itself. Not one time have I ever accepted as evidence or solid testimony when someone tells me, well, I went over it with my mother, and I got a letter from my mother. I got some evidence from my mother. Evidence from my wife. Yeah, I know your wife gonna tell you what you want me. You're gonna tell me what your wife want me to tell you. Yeah, I know you do. But it's totally discounted because of the bias that is innate in their relationship. So, mother, you're a judge, you're a lawyer, whatever. The innate part of that is that they have a mother-son bond, and nothing penetrates that, not even the law. Some of us might have seen this series called Your Honor, where the sitting judge killed someone accidentally, and that sitting judge harbored his son, protected his son, even breaking the law himself to do it. So certainly, just because his mother's a judge and sticks up for him doesn't make any difference than if she was a sister in the hood with 8 kids trying to make it on her own. Same difference. Mother-son bond. That's it. That's the only credibility I give to her letter. I think I should get a little more credibility. I don't know anybody in it.
Yeah, she got a lot of backlash. A lot of people was accusing her of using her position to defend her stepson. So yeah, she got a lot of backlash. But it does make you think, do she know more than everybody else? I mean, I'm sure he's giving her more information than we all know. So
no, I just think it's a mother-son bond, and I wouldn't think that she would. Then again, the show I'm talking about, Your Honor, he was conspiring with his son to keep him out of trouble. So there's been, and we say sometimes, does art follow culture, or does art follow society, or does society follow art? So in the case of art, we had a show where a judge whose son committed murder, he conspired with his son to protect him from murder. Well, in real life, we have here a judge who has issued a statement on behalf of her son, who was being discussed regarding the disappearance of someone. And so
another good point I've heard, man, is also why is it the reluctance of information, not the outpouring of information? Like,
yeah, I can't speak too fast. What a judge would do with regard to conspiring to protect a criminal act of their child. Would I do it? Yes, we're getting down to those issues of the heart, to be quite frank, not issues of your profession, issues of the heart. Because I could think of a circumstance or two that I would defend my son had he been wrong. So that's why I give it no credibility. But go ahead.
Yeah. Shout out there and go out there to Art of Dialogue. We're gonna go to who been really like on their head tough was Compton RICC ROC, man. Compton RICC ROC been on this, it's content, but it's also important, especially when you have a big channel. You can get information out to the mass, information that's not figured out, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody else is cares to care about but the parents, and now you have power in numbers, you know what I'm saying? Power in content. What's my boy? I'm texting my boy right now, Claude. Man? Treat yourself sometime, man. I want to say, like, I see people around me do just certain things, man. It's get yourself to a certain level, whatever level that is, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever the level is. Man, McGlover, what it do, man. Shoof. Yeah. Shout out my dog McGlover in the building. He's not fooling anybody, Hello. That's it. Hey, but man, if you get comfortable, you're sustaining, get to that sustainment point, and whatever your sustainment point is, man, get to that level where, at that level, get yourself at that level where it's comfortable for you at that time, whether that's a sandwich at Subway, whether that's a day at the park, whether that's a subscription for 1 month, or whether that's I'm just pulling stuff out the ear, man. Yeah. For real. So what happened? With the kid. That's what we're trying to get to the masses and figure out. But yeah, man, treat yourself. That's one thing, man. Don't be afraid to treat yourself, but just be smart about it. And then also, I've seen so many examples of it, like people that don't in the last weeks that starting to do it. That's dope. Not saying that's because of me, but it was dope to see. You know what I'm saying? All that, and drinking water is hot as but let's go to Compton RICC ROC been on his head though. Compton RICC ROC been on his head, man. Shout out to McGlover, man. In the building. Shout out to the Spot Soto. They knocking out interviews out there on scene, man. Just doing the thing, man. Shout out to the Spot Soto. Go there, subscribe to them on all platforms. Podcasts, dope content over that way. See, I never knew about this dude right here, so let's just go to this. This Officer Tatum. I kept hearing about him. Shout out to Monica, she brought him up a couple times, man. But Compton RICC ROC, he animated with the voice. That's why we're gonna Let's go over to him. We're gonna react to the reaction, but kind of got on his head. This on this one. Let's get it right. RICC ROC TV. Oh yeah, Compton RICC ROC TV. Yeah, go over there. That's what his channel look right there. 93,000, man. Get that dude to 100, man. Hit that bell too on Compton RICC ROC, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Compton RICC ROC. Oh yeah, and shout out to Stasolo. Man, go sub up to both of them. All right, back to
You're now watching Compton RICC ROC TV. Let's get to the content.
Everybody is mad at Officer Tatum for doing the interview with Nolan Wells' friend.
Man, he just looked. What? So it's the police chief or what? He just looked. All right, man. All right. Yeah, I'm not even tapped in yet. All right. Let me set up my correct. There you go. Shout out to RICC ROC.
Compton RICC ROC TV. Let's get to the content.
Everybody is mad at Officer Tatum for doing the interview with Nolan Wells' friends, the ones that was on the boat, which is Warren. I can't think of the other name. Y'all got to forgive me. But these are Nolan Wells' best friends. They've been knowing Nolan Wells for quite some time. A lot of people feel like Officer Tatum was on their side, and he didn't have nothing positive to say about Nolan Wells. He wasn't on Nolan Wells' side at all. It seemed like he's against Nolan and his family. That's how they feel. Now, we got Nancy Grace. She been dropping content on this Nolan Wells situation, and it seemed like she's leaning towards Nolan.
Don't mess with Nancy Grace. I'll be seeing her. I'll be hearing her. I don't know what she about. I know she did something. I'll be in the wrestling. She should be pressing the wrestlers and stuff.
And saying everything that happened, that the internet is saying happened, is true. Basically, she's saying she believes she's been dropping content on this Nolan Wells situation, and it seemed like she's leaning towards Nolan Wells and saying everything that happened, that the internet is saying happened, is true. Basically, she's saying she believed that it was foul play. Now, we're going to get to this right here. This is Nancy Gray. We're going to check it out on Willie D's page, as always, and we're going to see what Nancy Gray got to say about all this. This is getting out of hand, y'all. Let's go.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Just in case you failed to watch Nancy Grace put belt to ass on Officer Tatum last night, here you go.
Going out and doing this was to find out what happened to Nolan Wells. And in talking to these young men, the burden of proof is they're going to have to prove to me. I'm not going to listen to what they say out of their mouth. They're going to show me. And in many cases, they showed me videos of Nolan on the island. They showed me videos of the boat when they were getting towed out, which is consistent with, kind of similar to what the phone call was. I mean, they showed me pictures of them with Nolan. They showed me phone records of them calling Nolan's mom and all of the above. So they.
All right. So if they showed you this, why you didn't show us? If they showed you, I think I did see him show. I believe
he didn't show. Like, I could show you a pack of cards, and I told you I got them from Saudi Arabia. Does that mean that's what it is?
A phone call that was made to Nolan Wells' mom, I believe at 12 o'clock in the morning. Warren was concerned about Nolan Wells. He was missing. But I'm pretty sure if they showed you this, you could have told them, hey, forward me that video, and you could have edited in the video that we seen you do the interview with them guys, and we could have seen it as well. Just because they showed you the videos, which I think this is it right here that he's showing. That's on the screen right now. Let me blow it up so y'all can see it. This might be a video, but that don't necessarily mean that it was around the time that they said it was. So we don't know, man. Let's get back and see what Officer Tatum talking about, because they own it.
They seem very consistent. Yeah. They seem very genuine. And they also proved to me some of the things that they had told me in the interview that I had with them that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel.
Officer Tatum, are you telling me that they had reception on Horn Island?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's finish listening.
Because many people are saying, well, the reason that there's nothing on Nolan's phone of that day, like there's no pictures, there's no snaps, there's no text.
Bingo. Even Warren said we couldn't get any reception out there. So all of a sudden, they the ones who had reception. Their phone was just that good to where they could get reception and all that. But they said they couldn't get it. So how in the heck did they tell you she ain't going for the BS, man. Yeah, she ain't going for it.
Deer in headlights. Look at the expression on his face when he could tell when she very first started to respond.
Anything, not but deleted, but because he didn't have reception. But you're telling me the other boys did have snaps, photos, videos, and reception?
Yeah, no, showed me videos and things that they took from the boat during the outing on 4th of July. I was personally out at Horn Island. I rode out there on a boat, and I didn't have great reception there. And I left my phone in the boat when I got
personally out there. So he was off duty. Mention that, and like he's trying to look at my eyes, bro. Trying to convince you supposed to be investigating, not convincing us. Like people supposed to convince you, right?
into the water, and we were actually going out to do interviews.
Objection. Objection.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, she said, what she got to say now?
Rode out there on a boat, and I didn't have going out to do interviews.
Objection. Objection.
All right, she said, what video? You can record a video. Let me see like she on it. What she got to say? She's real adamant about this.
You've been did have reception, did you not?
No, there was reception there. It just wasn't great, and it wasn't great enough for people, in my opinion, to upload. You can make a phone call potentially, but you wasn't going to upload data to a social media account. Now, could people take the steps to do it if they're dedicated enough? Yes, but it doesn't appear that would have been a frequent thing, given the fact that he probably had 1 or 2 bars out there. And I heard evidence of that. Not only did I see evidence of it when I went out there myself, personally, with myself. The call dropped out. Several were having trouble at times hearing each other. So it is consistent. And any travel out there that have gone to the 4th of July celebration, they know that the reception is not very great. So the videos that they showed me.
All right, so if they never posted that on social media, they showed you, did you even ask them, hey, can I get those videos? I'm going to post these to show people that y'all telling the truth. Because a lot of people think that y'all lying. Let me get those videos. I'm going to show people the truth, what's really going on. I'm not taking nobody's side. This is how he should have been. I'm not taking nobody's side. I just want to find out what really happened. Let me get those videos so I can stop all these people from making up stuff on the internet. Mm-hmm. Why they didn't give you those videos? The airdrop it, they could have texted you. You got some type of contact with them to get them on your show. They shouldn't have had no problem with trying to clear themselves. They should have said, here, take this. We didn't already gave it to our lawyers. Here, take it. We innocent.
It was, pictures and videos that they took on their phone.
Okay. Let me refine my question. I take it from your last answer that the answer is yes, you had reception on Horn Island.
Yes, I did have reception on Horn Island.
How you got reception and everybody else don't? How do you have reception and everybody else phones don't work?
We just played that SEATOW call. It's 2 words, SEATOW, and it's kind of insurance that people have that are boat goers. And if you have a problem, SEATOW will come in. They said they had a problem. They said they were taking on water. One of your takes is that all the chatter that we're hearing, wake up, Nolan, are you dead, Nolan, wake the F up, Nolan, could be referring to the battery, the bilge on the boat, that it's all unclear. Did the young man explain those travels we just identified?
That's what I'm waiting to hear. That's what I'm waiting to hear. Good. That's a good one right there, Nancy. I'm pretty sure y'all heard that call. You didn't ask them about that call? What was in the background? I know for a fact I heard Nolan. They said that was them saying, Nolan, get on the boat. That's what they said. That's what that was about. All right, let's finish this.
Yeah, 100% they did that. I wish that people on the internet would have had an opportunity, and they can go look at the interview that I did with Warren, but they had an opportunity to actually talk to these young men to get this in perspective, because some people have no idea how boats function and how they work. They explained to me, they took me on a boat and showed me exactly where they went, where they docked, where did they, stop at, how did they get the bilge pump and the water out of the boat and all of the above. So they were sinking, they were taking on water. The water came up high enough that the batteries weren't working. They had to get a tow to kind of tow them out. Where you can see the young lady saying about 3 miles out. It's a complicated boat's jargon, but they ended up getting the boat out. They ended up getting it to the point where they could run the boat,
your professional police chief or police authority, get a professional to represent you. And using this boat jargon, it's important. Somebody passed away. Somebody was unalive.
Water out of the boat through a hole in the boat that they ended up plugging. They explained all this. Anybody that does boating know exactly what they're talking about.
I got a friend that got a boat. I got a friend that got a boat. My homeboy John Boy got a boat. Yeah, you just said they was 3 miles out. Nolan wasn't nowhere on the boat. That's what you said. You said they showed you videos where Nolan wasn't on the boat. But they was 3 miles out when the boat broke down. The phone call that they made was to the tow company complaining about the boat sinking. And in that phone call, we heard Nolan's name being called. So you mean to tell me 3 miles out, they were saying, hey, Nolan, get on the boat. Nolan, come get on the boat. No. See? You can't pee on us and tell us it's rain, man.
Nope.
Yeah. Explain that.
Question.
If you hear them explain it on the interview. So they have an explanation for all of these things. And not only that, Nancy, they showed me video of them on the boat and Nolan was not on the boat. Nolan
wasn't on the boat, then why was they calling his name if they was 3 miles out when the boat was sinking, calling Nolan's name?
Was not on the boat log. And there are people who saw Nolan on
on us and tell us it's rain, man.
Nope.
Yeah. Explain that.
If you hear them explain it on the interview. So they have an explanation for all of these things. And not only that, Nancy, they showed me video of them on the boat and Nolan was not on the boat. Nolan
wasn't on the boat, then why was they calling his name if they was 3 miles out when the boat was sinking, calling Nolan's name?
Was not on the boat log. And there are people who saw Nolan on the island.
Who was them people? Why you ain't interviewed them people? The people who you saying that they seen Nolan on the island after 6 o'clock, why you ain't post them? Or went and got them for an interview and had them show us some videos that they couldn't load up to the internet because there wasn't no reception.
Closer to around 6 p.m., which is far after they left, far after this phone call was made. I saw text messages from the young lady that Nolan was with, the young lady named Katie.
Then why you ain't interviewed her yet? Why you ain't showed us them text messages?
Her text messages, in her text messages, she say that she heard the boys yelling for Nolan to get on the boat. He did
3 miles out.
Trying to get to this.
3 miles out. That's what you're saying?
Did not. She said in her text message that she did not see Nolan get on the boat he came on. Which
that don't mean he wasn't on it because she didn't see him on it. 3 miles out, we heard him yelling Nolan. I'm not about to keep on saying that. I said that already.
Which was Wide's boat, which is the boat that was sinking and they ended up leaving on. So it wasn't just a statement that they made on a podcast. They were actually showing me evidence to the contrary of what the mainstream YouTubers and some media outlets are putting out to people at large. And so I wish that people would go watch the interview or at least take some time to listen to these boys' statement. And I'll say this, man.
They not no boys. Listen to these young men statement. Couldn't paint their ass as boys because if it was the other way around, it'd be men. They're not boys.
Get that part right because I just talked about how one of the viewers was saying I still look at them as kids. You know what I'm saying? I just talked about how the lobe isn't developed till like 25 and all that stuff for the males and all that stuff. But when it comes to media, adult males, making adult male decisions.
Man, they 18 years old, 19. Oh, damn, boy, them is men, young men.
Me too. I wish that the family would have taken the time, or at least Benjamin Crump would have taken the time to reach out to the lawyers or reach out to these young boys to get their statements so they're not wasting their time sending everybody on a rabbit trail when they could have just talked to these boys. And
I agree with that. Ben Crump and them should have went and talked to them boys too, the same way he just did. And the sheriff's department also should have talked to them boys. So Officer Tatum, at least he went and got them on recording saying what they said, whether we like it or not. At least he got them to make a statement. Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have knew nothing. Now we know a whole lot because they talk it. It don't matter if it's a lie.
Let me see who he is actually. I'm gonna get this wrong because I'm catching up. This is for me to catch up too, but to get it to y'all too. But so Officer Tatum, just to make sure, when they referring to. So who is Officer Tatum? All right. Blah blah blah. All right. So Officer Ryan 10 prime vigilance. Blah 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 blah. Maybe Miss. Oh, that's That's the wrong. I don't know how we get all them letters in there. I don't know who he married to. Boom, 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 boom. Nope. So let's throw in Miss Mississippi. My phone went after Mississippi, right? That's the state. I don't know. I want to say Horn Island. He went out to Horn Island. Chill. I like how I could talk low. Hopefully in this. Yeah, it's vibrating. This mic is dope. This mic is dope. I have to yell. I feel like I have to yell all the time. Is that Brandon Tatum? Officer Tatum, the former law enforcement officer turned media personality. Involvement in Mississippi. He's traveled the state to investigate circumstances surrounding the death of Nolan Wells, a young man who died after a July 2026 trip to Horn Island. Okay. Tatum publicly challenged narratives that this is all from News Nation. Tatum publicly challenged narratives the race played a factor in Wells' death, conducting interviews and individuals connected to the case drew both media attention, pushback from the family's legal presentation. All right, so he is a former law enforcement officer, media personality, and author. Okay, he traveled to the state to investigate circumstances. Okay, so I don't know if he's an official capacity. What needs to be explained is the team's called his name while the team was on the call with the Coast Guard. What that needs to be explained, period. That part, Yolanda, on top of that, there's a time of AI and doctrine and all that stuff. All that stuff is out the window, even if it was, let's investigate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure I've seen it so many places. That cricket, bro. That cricket is humongous. I don't even know if that's cricket, bro. Hey, hold on 1 second. That's wild. I need to get up anyway. You got to move your legs. Huh? See you hopping. What you doing? You like the king cricket. Sorry, you have to bend the knee. Yeah, that needs to be explained. That needs to be explained, period. Yeah, for real. I don't get it. Go get it. Maybe cricket will go away. Nah, I don't need it. But what I was gonna say, yeah. If the call is out there, the call is out there. I've seen it enough times where it needs to be investigated. Why was his name set in the background?
It's even better if it's a lie. But if it's the truth, it's the truth. It will come out. Long as it's recorded, long as it's documented. If there was any foul play, they would put both of those stories they made and the truth together. If it was foul play. If it wasn't foul play, if it was an accident, they was all high, whatever the case may be, and something transpired, then that's gonna come out as well. But all people want is the truth. That's it. Everybody just want to know what happened. What happened? Ain't nobody blaming. They just want to know the truth, man.
And they could have, but they refused. Because I saw a message from Warren where he called Nolan's mom twice.
After 12 o'clock the next day.
Yeah, what kind of?
After 12 o'clock the next day.
Shout out to my homie P-Mac. Shout out to my homie Stone. Shout out to my homie JD. I'm shouting out them. I do the stream with them on here. If I'm with them, something happened to me. Oh, it's they calling my wife immediately. And get in contact immediately. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow or maybe after. Come on.
If he went with a female, that was the last time you seen him. You know how a young man is. They probably getting some at 12 in the morning. You shouldn't even been panicking at 12 to be calling somebody, mama. Have he got back yet? He wasn't, man, come on, man.
I've seen messages from Warren's stepmother, Ashley, where she sent Nolan's mom a text saying, please reach out to me whenever you're ready. I would like to talk.
Can we see those messages?
Other parents I saw messages from who reached out to Nolan's mom saying, we need to talk. Can we talk? I'm available.
Talk about what?
I don't know where your address is and all that.
Talk about what? What does it talk about? I wish you would have showed those messages, man.
This dude is very difficult to listen to. The cooning if I was to judge this coon thing that he got going on, this guy could win an Olympic gold medal in cooning. Now, he gonna have some stiff competition. So there are some career coons out there that will give him a race for his money. But right now, he is the new coon king. Like, he up at the top of the mountain right now, and they gunning for the new coon. That's the new coon they gunning for. And look, fam, this dude right here thinks that just because somebody gave an explanation, that means that it makes them trustworthy. Hell, I can give you an explanation for robbing a bank. That don't mean I'm trustworthy. That don't mean I can give you an explanation for why my buddy went in and robbed the bank. I'm sitting in the car. I can give you an explanation. Hell, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I ain't know he's gonna go in there and rob it.
Exactly. Anybody could, like you say, anybody give an explanation and tell you what.
Not to interrupt though, but it's in the chat though, and the crickets is part of the stream. I got some, because I'm smoking a cigar. I got some not hair spray, but like some ear sanitizer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's going to attract them. It just got the light in here. I think that's why they're cracking off though. Appreciate the tip though, Yolanda. Let's go.
What they want you to hear. You can make your mouth say anything. Doesn't mean that it's facts. Doesn't mean that it's the truth.
I can give you an explanation. We're looking for the truth though, Tatum.
You need to talk to us. I do not understand at this point why Benjamin Crump would go out and put misinformation out online when he had the availability to talk to these kids and clear these things up like I did.
No, you didn't clear up nothing. You just had a conversation with some young men who told you what they wanted you to hear. We don't know if it's the truth. You don't know if it's the truth. You just taking it as face value what they saying and say, hey, this is it, y'all. They ain't did. This is it.
Before he presented this to the public, we also reached out to Benjamin Crump 4 times. And on the 5th time, they come back and tell us that the family is not doing interviews.
The family is not doing interviews with your ass because they don't trust your ass. That's why the family are not doing interviews. And the family did not return the phone calls, if indeed they did call. The family did not return the text messages with a phone call because the family don't trust them. The family don't trust.
So that's Willie D, man. What do y'all think? Everybody is giving Officer Tatum a hard time. They saying that he didn't do this right. But I understand the game. I know what's going on.
No.
So some of y'all might not know what's going on when it comes to these views and all that old stuff. But do y'all think that Officer Tatum is in the wrong? Do y'all think he's wrong? Do y'all think that he should have did more?
He did wrong. Should have did more. Well, it shouldn't take, it's people shouldn't do your job, man. Shouldn't take people to prompt you to do your job, and especially in a high position, man. Yeah, I just want to get caught up with this, man. Shout out to Compton RICC ROC, man. Shout out to Shoutout. I mentioned them too, man. They've been running that up, man. Go over here, over to Art of Dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Go over to Judge Mathis, man, all over the place, all over him, man. Out to the chat, yeah, and everybody that was in the chat, man. You got Tisha, man. Dennis even said something. Southside, what's that? Southside Fraud, 1236. Shout out, man. Okay, yeah. Who we had? Live to Survive was dope, man. Yolanda Bullet, she's getting a crack in the chat, man. Red Dollar Points, man. Up there, man. Mary Turner, man. Shout out. Appreciate the support, man. Y'all hit the like on the way out or the sub. Y'all watching the replay. Appreciate y'all, man. I need to do something to chill out and relax. Because this is like kind of winding me up, man. Like, sad to see, man. Like I said, just being a dad, boy dad, kid dad, period, man. You know what I'm saying? Prayers to the family. Till next time, man. Doc TV. Gone.